Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Minecraft 1.19. And today I am going to be working on building my factory once again. Last episode, I worked on building the floor, which is kind of an interesting way of starting the building. But the reasoning for that is because I didn't have the terracotta blocks that I needed to build the walls. So off camera, I did some exploring and I found a Badlands biome, collected up a bunch of terracotta, and now I should hopefully have plenty to build the walls for my factory over here. Now, off camera, I did also do some testing with the allays to figure out how I'm going to space out these rooms. And I found out that if you use wool blocks, the allays can't actually hear the vibrations of the note block through wool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build these walls here out of wool, and it should allow me to put the note blocks anywhere in this room, and they won't be able to hear the note block that's in the room next to them, and they should go to the correct note block each time. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. Here is all the different terracotta that I collected up, and I want to turn this into either gray or light gray terracotta. Maybe even white is what I wanted to build for the walls. So I need to head back to the storage room, grab up some dye, and figure out which color is going to look the best for these walls. I also need to go and switch over my sheep farm from doing brown wool to white wool, so I can get a bunch of white wool for the walls, because that's what I'm going to be building the walls out of. Is going to be white wool to divide each of the rooms for the allays. So I'm going to go over here and take out all the shears, so that way these will stop. But I do actually need to get some more inventory space to do this. Hopefully I've got some in here. Okay, so I've grabbed up some dye, so I can use this to change the terracotta. So I'm going to make some gray terracotta, light gray terracotta, and white terracotta and see which one looks the best. And I'm just going to look at them in here, because this will be the easiest way to see without having to like waste a bunch of resources. So I think what I'm going to go with is the light gray terracotta. If I go with the gray one, it kind of looks like a black or like maybe a brown. So I'm thinking maybe the light gray is better. Let's see what brown looks like. Do I have any cocoa beans in here? No, I think it's all down here. If I grab... Oh, there's none in there either. There's got to be cocoa beans somewhere. Okay, so I've turned all of the terracotta that I could into light gray terracotta. I'm going to put the regular terracotta in here and keep the gray on me. And now I also want to use this bone meal to go dye the sheep. So I got rid of all of the shears, so hopefully the sheep have all eaten their grass and they've all got wool. Now it is nighttime, so I'm going to go ahead and sleep real quick. And then in the morning, I can go ahead and start building these walls. And I'm hoping this is going to be enough, because I got a lot of terracotta. I didn't know how much I was going to need for this. And I'm not going to build this like very tall. It doesn't have to be a very tall building. But here's the sheep. They all have their wool, which is perfect. So if I grab my bone meal here, actually I need to turn it into... regular white dye first. How many do I have? There are 5 of these guys. So I need 5 pieces of white. And I'll go ahead and dye all the sheep white. So now I can get white wool. I just have to put the shears back in the machine. I put them all in here because this is the best spot to just kind of store all the shears. So for now, I'm just going to put 1 in each, because that should be good enough to get this started. And then later on, I'll come back and put the rest of them in there. But I do actually need to shear these guys to get it started. Okay, so I've got my blocks now, so I can go ahead and start building this wall. And I think these rooms, I did, they should be, I think 11 by 10. So I'll go ahead and count these. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, it's 11 blocks there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, so they're 11 by 10 rooms. So that's how I've spaced all this out. And this is going to be the wall right here. Because this bit is the end of the room. So I've decided I'm just going to build this wall right on this block. So that way it works perfectly with these torches. Now I can expand this building. If I want to go further that way, I could. But I need to make sure I stay close enough to the house. So this already might be too far. Because if I go wherever the mega farm's at, which is right over there. So I think this will be in range. Because the end of the mega farm is actually slightly out of render distance. So it doesn't fully grow sometimes. So this should be a good distance to where everything should hopefully work. I guess I'll find out once I get the factory put together. And if it doesn't work, then I'll have to move everything. Now, the one thing I can do to save blocks is I don't actually have to put this terracotta down here. I can just fill that in with dirt and then just build the wall here. So now that I've put the dirt down underneath the terracotta, I'm going to go ahead and start filling this wall in. And hopefully I have enough blocks to do this. I'm starting with just 3 blocks. If I have enough, I'm probably going to go up to 4. So that way it gives plenty of room. I'm trying to think of what farms I'm going to have in here that need height. I don't think there's any that really need like a certain amount of height that I know of. But it would be good to have extra space in case I build a new type of farm that needs extra space. And if it does, because these are just small rooms, I can just extend the ceiling of just that room, which makes this really useful. So the whole building isn't going to have to be changed. It just has to be whatever room that the farm is in. That's the only thing that needs to be changed. And looking at the blocks that I have left here, I don't think I'm going to have enough to do an entire ring around the entire building again. So now that I've got that done, I can start working on building the walls for the inside and also the front entrance. Now I've got 57 pieces of wool here. I'm going to go check how I'm doing over at the farm. But I do want to get the front figured out where I'm going to put this entrance. So do I have enough torches? I do. So I'm going to go ahead and build these rooms on the other side here. So if I just count, I think it's 10 blocks from this wall. Alright, so this is 10 blocks away from the wall. So this will be the size of the room. So on this block right here where the torches are at, I'm going to put up a wool wall like that. And that will allow the vibrations of this note block over here not to go towards the allays. So you see how the particles are going to the allays? If I just put up just a small wall like that, you can see it's no longer going over there because they can't hear it through the wall. Now if I break 1 block, I wonder if it'll still go over or if I only need 1 block. Okay, it looks like 1 block is enough to block this. What if I do that? Alright, so now it can reach the allays. If I put 1 more block here, yeah, they can't hear it now. Wait, one of them can, because they flew above the wool block. So that's how I'm going to do this. I'm going to build the entire wall out of wool, and you can use any color of wool. It doesn't have to be white. I'm just using white. But I'm going to go through here, build these walls up like this. And the front wall doesn't have to be made out of this wool. The wool only has to be in between the allay and the note block. There's going to be no allays over on this side. Actually, there are going to be allays over there. So I might actually have to build the front wall out of wool as well. because they might be able to hear the note block from that side. So to make it so the allays can't hear from the other side, I am going to have to build the entire inner wall here out of wool. But I might do a different color. I gotta find something that matches this for here. So I might try gray or light gray wool. See how it looks with this. But now that I've got the room set up, I can figure out where the middle is. And I can also extend these out a little bit further if I wanted to. But if I can find the middle in between these 2 points, that's where I'm going to put the door. Okay, so I found the middle. It's right here. It's actually really close to where I put this, which is good because it's close to where I wanted it to be, which is over here. So this is going to be the doorway. Now, there's apparently already mobs spawning in here, which is great. So I'm going to head back home so I can go sleep. I also need to go switch some of the sheep over to a different color wool. Because I need to figure out which color is going to look best for the front wall. Oh, no. Great. Well, now we got a hole out here. Okay, so I've grabbed up a few different types of wool here to do some tests. So this is light gray wool, regular gray wool. I even brought brown, black, and white wool. All the tests for this, see which one looks the best. Alright, so I think I'm going to go with the gray. I've decided on going with the gray wool for this, which means I need to, once I get all the white wool, I am going to have to switch the sheep over to gray wool. The good thing is, gray wool is pretty easy to get. If I go get some more squids. That's the one thing, is I ran out of ink sacs. Now, if I just take random sheeps that are around here, I can actually bring them into the factory here, because eventually I will use them. But I can just make a basic wool farm, where I just have to manually harvest the wool, and I can get loads of wool really quickly until I get the automated system up and running. The only thing is I do need the leads that the allays have. Or I use wheat. Do I have wheat? I do have some wheat. For some reason, I have one piece of wheat in here. So I can use this to lure the sheep over. I don't know if this is going to work very well, but I can at least lure them to the factory, and I can turn them into gray sheep. Okay, so I've got all the sheep in the pen here. So now I can go ahead and feed these guys, get some more baby sheep. And now I should be good to have a nice little sheep farm going to get the gray wool that I need. So now that I've got that set up, I did want to work on building up some of the other walls. So I'm going to go and put this torch down, I think on that block right there. I also need to go to bed so these zombies stop attacking me. There we go. Those guys are gone. I need to put another torch down right here. And this is where I'm going to put the wool. I might as well just replace this with wool. So that way I know where these walls are going to go. And I do need to figure out what I'm going to do for a ceiling. Because right now, there's no ceiling, which means these guys keep coming in. But at least I've got a nice little start to the factory. So each one of these rooms is going to be its very own farm. So the first one over there is going to be the sheep farm. So all the sheep that are over there in that farm are going to be moving over here. And this will eventually be automated. But at the moment, it's just kind of a manual farm. So that I can get the gray wool I need for the front walls. So this wall right here and this wall on that side is all going to be made out of gray wool. And the dividing walls are going to be white. And then next episode, I'm going to work on building up the rest of these walls. I'm going to do some farming off camera to try and get some more of this wool. But before I end the episode, I do want to at least start working on building the front entrance. And to do that, I need to go get some more blocks. So I'm going to head back to the house, sleep, grab some more blocks, and then I'll come back and start working on the front entrance. Okay, so now that I've got the blocks, I can start building the front entrance. Now for this, I'm going to go 2 blocks beside the door. And I'm just going to build a small little room. It's not going to be a very big area. It's just going to be kind of like a little like check-in area. I'll have like some information on like the type of farms that we're running inside the factory. I might even see if I can get like lights or something that'll light up that tells you different things. I want to have this area as just kind of like a general thing that you walk in, see if there's any problems with the factory. Like if something's full, I'll have like a light that shows up that shows me that a chest is full and needs to be emptied. There will be just kind of like a general information in this room. Now, I wanted this to be here, where I've got like this big open bit, but because the middle of the factory is there, I kind of have to put it here. The other thing I could do is I could move this to where the wall goes here, and then this bit doesn't have to go inside of the little mound that I've got here, and I could just move this over this way, like an extra 2 blocks. So instead of being here, it's going to go either on this block or this block. If I put it here, I would have plenty of space. So I think I'm going to put it right there. And this will allow me to have a little bit more space in here. Now I am going to turn this into wood. Do I have any slabs left? I have plenty of wood left. So I'll go ahead and build a nice wooden floor. That is a lot of slabs. Well, I didn't need to make that many, but hopefully I'll find some use for these. So I'm gonna build this wooden floor down like this. And then I also need to finish building these walls. So this is gonna go out to here. And then there's gonna be another door that goes probably right here. I think it's going to be a good spot to put the door. So this will be the front entrance to the factory. So I'm going to go ahead and put in all of the wood here. I made way too many slabs for this. Hopefully I'll have a use for wooden slabs at some point. Now I'm thinking for the ceiling, I'm going to use stone for that. I should hopefully have enough stone around to be able to make a stone ceiling. I also just realized this sheep farm isn't going to work because I have no dirt put down for these guys to eat. So there's no way this is going to work. I have to move these guys outside to be able to get them to grow wool. I just realized that now. So do I have any extra fences? I don't have any extra fences, but I do have a bunch of sticks. So I could make a fence. The other thing I could do is I can use these slabs to build like a barrier outside. Because I'm going to have to get these sheep outside so I can actually get the wool from them. So if I just build a small little pen like this, they shouldn't be able to get out. I don't even need those blocks there. I don't think they can go underneath that. I'm going to leave it just because I need to make sure they can't get out. So I'm going to bring these guys out. So I'll go ahead and lure them with some wheat. Might as well get rid of this, make it easier for them to get out. See, now they're actually going to eat. So let's get all these guys outside. Now they can start eating. This is kind of a small pen for all these sheep. There's a lot of sheep here. I probably should have made this a little bit bigger. But at least they'll be able to grow their wool now. Alright, so now that I've got them out here, I'm going to go and put the wall back like this. And that way they're close enough to where when I need to bring them back in, I can. Look at this. Now we're getting loads of wool. Oh, no, the baby sheep can go under there. Oh, great. This is not good. They've found a way of escaping. See, I knew I put that there for a reason. Oh, great. Okay, let's get these guys to come back in. And I'm going to go over here and block this up real quick. I'll just leave them there. Hopefully, they'll grow some wool. But that's going to be it for today. I got a lot done. I've got the rooms set up here. I just have to get some more wool. I'm going to work on that off camera, just farming up some wool. And then next episode, I'm going to work on building the ceiling for this. And then I might even start working on setting up some of the farms to put in the actual factory. But that's going to be it for today. So I'm going to go ahead and end the episode here. So make sure to leave a like and to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.